Hi guys, welcome to another crochet tutorial with me, Laura, and a very special exclusive secret crochet tutorial as part of the Happy Break hampers. So thank you so much for subscribing to the hampers, or maybe you've just bought a one-off. I hope you're enjoying it and I hope you're really chuffed with what you've got. But in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make the hexagon, flower hexagon bag as part of the pattern. And we need to make 21 of these flower hexagons. So hopefully you've got your nice Natura Just Cotton DK light worsted weight yarn in your hamper, and you should have 4 balls, and that should be able to make you more than enough for one bag. It'll probably make you about 2 bags if you want to. So, and you're also going to need with that your 4mm G crochet hook that's in your hamper, and it's a good idea to have a pair of scissors and a needle to sew in those ends as well. So if you've got a yarn needle, that's great. Okay, so let's begin. And in total we need to make 21 hexagons. So we need to make 21 in total, and you can alternate the colours if you want to. It's entirely up to you, but as long as you have 21 hexagons. So we're going to take our yarn and we're going to do a little slip knot to begin. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 4. So we chain 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we chained 4. I'm going to put our hook into our first chain down here. I'm going to bring the yarn through that first chain and straight through the loop on our hook to do a slip stitch. And we've got a little 4 chain loop joined at the beginning and the end, and in the middle of course is a hole. So we're going to work some stitches into that hole, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a chain 1. So do a little chain 1, but don't count that as a stitch. And then into the center of your 4 chain loop, so don't confuse it with the first chain hole, which can look quite big. You want to find the center. Into there we're going to do 1 double crochet. So this is US terminology, but in UK terminology that's a treble. So we're going to yarn over and go into the center, bring the yarn through the middle and just wrapping it around the chains. We're going to do a double crochet, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then we're going to chain 1. Okay, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to repeat that 5 more times. So we're going to yarn over, go back into the middle, bring the yarn through, do a double crochet, then we're going to chain 1. Okay, let's do that 4 more times to the center, do a double crochet, then chain 1. 3 more times the center, do a double crochet, chain 1, and twice more to the center, then chain 1, then 1 more, double crochet, and then chain 1. Okay, so you should end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets, and then what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into our first double crochet. So find your first double crochet, put your hook into there and do a slip stitch to join. Okay, so you should end up with 6 double crochets and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain spaces, 1 chain spaces. Then what we're going to do is we're going to get our new colour and we're going to put our hook into the first 1 chain space. So just to the left of this double crochet you just slip stitched into is a 1 chain space, and that's the big gap underneath that chain 1. So we're going to put our hook into there, but instead of yarning over with the white we're going to yarn over with the blue. Just going to hold that with that finger, bring that through the 1 chain space and through the loop on my hook. So now we're working with the blue. Just going to pull the white. So now we're working with the blue, And what we're going to do is we're going to do 1/2 double crochet to begin. So in UK terminology, that's a half treble. So yarn over and go back into the same 1 chain space and do a 1/2 double crochet. So pull through all 3 to do a 1/2 double crochet. Then we're going to do 1 double crochet, so that's a treble in UK terminology, in the same 1 chain space. So go back in there again and do a double crochet. Pull through 2, pull through 2, and you might need to move your stitches over. Then what we're going to do, we'll do a chain 1, and we're going to go back down. So we do another double crochet, all in the same 1 chain space. So that's 1 double crochet and a 1/2 double crochet in there as well. Okay, and then we are going to slip stitch into our next 1 chain space. Find your next 1 chain space and do a slip stitch into there, and we're going to repeat that all the way round back to the beginning. So again, in that 1 chain space there, we start off with a 1/2 double crochet or 1/2 treble, then a double crochet or a treble in UK terminology, then chain 1, and then come back down. So we do a double crochet and then a 1/2 double crochet. Okay. And then we're going to slip stitch into the next 1 chain space. Do the same thing again. 1/2 double crochet, a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet and a 1/2 double crochet. Okay, slip stitch into the next 1 chain space. Okay, you should end up with 6 sort of little mini petals. So 1/2 double crochet, a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, 1/2 double crochet. Okay, so just coming up to the very last one, you can see it just in there. Slip stitch into there and work your last little petal. Chain 1, double crochet and a 1/2 double crochet. Okay, and then just make sure all your tail ends are nice and tight. So hopefully you got something that looks like this, 6 little petals. And then what we're going to do is we are going to slip stitch into the next 1 chain space as well. So we're going to go into this one here where all these stitches are, go back into that first one, and we're going to slip stitch into there as well, still working with our blue. But then what we're going to do is we are going to work 5 double crochets, so in UK terminology that's a treble, 5 double crochets in the 1 chain space at the top here. So this 1 chain space up here, we're going to work 5 double crochets. So we're going to yarn over, get that awkward tail end out of the way, and going into the top of this first petal in this 1 chain space, to put your hook into there and do 5 double crochets. So pull through 2, pull through 2. That's the first one. So we need 5 of these all in the same 1 chain space. 2, back in there again, 3, back in there again, 4, and back in there again, 5. So it might be a little bit strange at first, might feel a bit tight, but once you've worked all 5, it should flatten nicely back down. So you've got 5 double crochets in that one chain space in the middle of that petal. Then we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. So the first one's actually almost hidden, 1, 2, and then find that stitch in the middle, just above where that white spoke is, and in there we're going to slip stitch. So go into there, do a slip stitch. Okay, and then we're going to skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, and get back up at the one chain space. We're going to do 5 double crochet in the next one chain space, okay, at the top of the petal. So 5 double crochets in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then again we're going to slip stitch in the middle just above this white spoke. Slip stitch into there. And just repeat that all the way around. Do 5 double crochet in the next one chain space in the middle of the petal. Just repeat that all the way around back to the beginning. At the beginning, the last petal, 5 double crochet in there, okay. And when you're back at the beginning, we're just going to slip stitch in the middle there above the last spoke. And you should have an even bigger looking flower now, a bit more pronounced. Then we're going to move on to the next round. We want to join our next colours, so I'm going to go back to the white. I'm going to do that in a chain 1, so I can just literally drop the blue and bring up the white and just bring that through the loop straight away. Pull the blue down, so you can just join it like that. You don't have to cut it off if you don't want to. This will all be hidden on the inside of your bag, so it works really well. And we're going to do 1 double crochet in the same stitch as the one you just slip stitched into. So we're going to yarn over, so this is a treble in UK terminology. I'm going to yarn over and go back into that center stitch and do a double crochet. Okay, you may just want to pull your blue down again. Then we're going to do 1/2 double crochet in the next stitch. So this one here, which should be quite big looking. Do a 1/2 double crochet in there. That's a 1/2 treble in UK terminology. Then in the next stitch we're going to do a single crochet. Just 1 single crochet. So in UK terminology that's a double crochet. Then at the top of your flower in the next stitch we're going to do 2 single crochet. 2 single crochets, so 1 and another one in the same stitch, 2. Okay, and then in the next stitch we're going to come back down. So next stitch we do 1 single crochet. Then in the next stitch we do a 1/2 double crochet. Then in the middle, again, down here, this little stitch, might have to tease it out a bit. We're going to do a double crochet in the middle. Okay, so that should be in the middle. If it's not, it probably means you've worked into the wrong stitch at the very beginning. So a double crochet in there, and then just repeat that all the way around. So in the next stitch, one that's quite big, half double crochet, then a single crochet in the next stitch, just one single crochet, then 2 single crochet at the top, 1 and 2, then 1 single crochet in the next stitch coming back down, half double crochet in the next stitch, and then a double crochet in the middle. So you want to tease that stitch out. Okay. And just repeat that all the way around back to the beginning. So half double crochet, just finishing up the last petal, 2 single crochet at the top, then 1 single crochet, and then we'll finish on a half double crochet in that last stitch. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch into our double crochet we did at the beginning. Okay, so hopefully you got something that looks a little something like this. So it's still a little bit circular at the moment. We're just going to do one more round to finish it off. So we're going to do a little chain 1 to begin. Again, don't count that as a stitch. And starting in the same stitch you just slip stitched into, we're going to do 1 double crochet in the first 4. So that's a treble in UK terminology. So 1 double crochet in that first stitch, double crochet you just slip stitched into, and double crochet in the next stitch, 2, double crochet in the next stitch, 3, and a double crochet in the next stitch, 4. So 1 double crochet in the first 4 stitches. Then in the next stitch we're going to do 1 double crochet, so this should match up with your 2 single crochet in the corner. We're going to do 1 double crochet to begin, then chain 2, 1, 2, and then another double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 6 over to the other corner. So 1 double crochet in the next 6. So next stitch 1, next stitch 2, next stitch 3, next stitch 4, next stitch 5, next stitch 6. Okay, so 1 double crochet in the next 6, and that should bring you up to your next 2 single crochet on the corner, and we'll just repeat the same again. We're going to do 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 and 2, and 1 double crochet in the same stitch. And we're going to repeat that all the way round. So now we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 6. Okay. Okay, so I'm at the last corner, the last 2 single crochet. So same again, 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet in the same stitch. And that should leave you with 2 stitches because we did 4 double crochets at the beginning. So we're going to end on, we're going to do 1 double crochet in the last 2 stitches. So double crochet in there, and a double crochet in the last stitch, and that will match up with our first 4 double crochet to give our 6 on this side. We're going to slip stitch into that first double crochet that we did, slip stitch into there, and we're finished. There is our flower hexagon. So then we can cut our yarn, now. Cut the white and cut the blue, and then we just need to hide our tail ends. Just pull that through so it pops out, then we just hide our tail ends. So grab yourself a needle. You can either use a needle in the felt kit in your hamper, or if you have a yarn needle, even better. We'll thread that on. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew through the same stitch I just slip stitched into, through there to the back. And the reason for that is because I want to keep a nice clear stitch count along this edge, so when I join them it'll be easy to see. Then I turn over and I'm just going to hide my tail end by sewing in similar colours as neatly as I can in one direction and then back in the other direction, so it should feel a little bit tight, which is good. Bring that through and then trim down the excess like that, and do the same for your other tail ends as well. So there is our first finished flower hexagon. So all we need to do now is to make another 20, and then so I will go away and come back and show you how to join your hexagons. That'll be the next step. And like I said, you can alternate the colours, and so whatever colour you start with will be the colour on the outside. Okay, so there we go. See you in the next video.